Benjamin Atta is a labor expert. We're looking at leadership in Africa. Every your problem now. How near money and the Coden and the Dwana ya can defer. Nenra, Conwa, no man penny, Nanadan Kokufa, or near Lassa Watara. And I was asking myself, Alassa Watara, no drew Guinea. So I can be asem. Wow, so why be unchemu? So I was asking myself, was he the right envoy to be sent to Guinea? Esan say, and you may be who Cote d'Ivoire experts are even predicting. Say, I'm sure you what happened at Guinea. A bit Messi. Or man peniko on what in the can. No muko no muko share the state of Alpha Conde. Or mama di shiai. A crown be fast war. It's as Mushia say in the next 6 months they want the military to hand over to civilian rule. But let's look at African leaders in general. And on share one more concept of rule. One more junior mudibu mind. Send your muhu timemu for nompo. Woman kasa. Sebeko gwa. Ebegu engune sa niemeni nyina. And I don't pay. We'll look at that this morning. After we are professionals and taxes. Professionals and taxes. And no one so asem yebeka. Now for we are ya share MMDCs. List no bia said yebubo bia se yebubo bi. E hon susu asoma empuntio e wo nkrom kitwam anything. Nana Danko Akufo-Addo kan okona probo e wo sremantem say that DCs are still at post. Ebimukra Supreme Court because that for me akpo. Say enye constitutional is illegal say omo be wo hono mo adi dwuma bi. Esan say June omo time so ye. And nei ukọ grassroots ukọ form hono mo a DC ya yenyi no ntino. Empuntio at say and we can one amamfo ye de anasa day. Anopa itnase 7:32 in the studios. 92.9, 93.3. Afei, we are live on Facebook. That is Kessben FM. Kessben FM on Facebook and on YouTube, Kessben TV. One more woman on any day, one more on pay YouTube. But I say, YouTube they free. Why they pay free? Mr. Baby, watching more crab now pump to say. Hello, Mr. Benjamin Atta. What's up, Mr. Robin? Benjamin Atta, a bomb to say. Bibi Aboko. Nobody has seen. Nobody has seen. Dr. Mauton, so bomb to say. Bibi Aboko. Nobody has seen. Mammy Sassy and free Hormone, Mr. Benjamin Atta. Now, you share African leaders. You can't say leadership. At a point in time, when we were growing, we had a certain mindset, say, Obi onim kasa, Obi oye oratic, or ye orator, just say, Ujina onama, you see charismatic. So we were referring to Jerry John Rawlings, Obobe biana nipa pukosiano, niante. We thought, say, that was leadership. At a point in time, J. Kufuor also brought a certain gentlemanship style, be the gentle giant. Say in your pair, then at Tamils, you see a dove, a grandma, Pedua Sem, and ye Ghana for way near pair, then John Dramani Mahama Ba, a youthful president, near the A. Also, did the about now the Kufuor the Sumfie question by Dane, I've maybe I say, Nana has you into submission. It's not leadership. what should we see in somebody see where you're caring for? In Africa, you want Rwanda. Someone will also tell you, say Rwanda, the kind of democratic dispensation or no, and your beat is a hanoma. We are yana position so mu Kigali or free flow of power the year near maybe. Yemshe, Medin fears 80 years, still I'm a percent. Me transfer because you're too about. I have the machinery to win. Let me circumvent the constitution, change it to favor me. When you are so, and so Africa pan with the resources and the things we have, I was saying, put your pano. We should be rubbing shoulders with the Asian giants, but still we go to them for la sulala no kofio. Mami Ntie anope.
Yo, me da say anope ma memfa akonya so enchia me mame ajobona. Matise engrovo bi dina kusi video so onhwe ne ba.
Wow, that's
me
lovely.
chia omo a
That's so lovely.
And the woman so omo tie minim say we show is carried live on radio as well.
Yeah.
And the woman so chinchim video ha.
That's right.
Jumadi ekoso. Na eba no Africa there. Meka Africa na maba me amidie mo ye ECOWAS.
That's right.
Africa hano. We are being reactive. So we find fie bebre atwa mu na ye will be a friend reactionary leadership. Edurumre bi no na other continent wo mo bo wa baby a wo mo minimu be pusu wo mo afa na ho na ye leadership no efa enti wo call Congo emre bi atwa mu Dr. Kwame Nkrumah eboa e ma Patrice Lumumba eje fa ho de ma wo mo di democracy ba ho but edurumre bi no na Belgium na wo mo ye wo mo colonial masters efa chiri e de Kasavubu eba ye basabasa editu Patrice Lumumba achire na Mobutu Sese Seko ono nso bae ene Mobutu nsam de odiade chepa as at the time na otiase no he was the longest reigning African president na watwamu wadi ade over 30 something years na Kabila ne honkro no ba ebae uko Togo yadema Libya Muammar Gaddafi ni ade edurun baby no na sa fight between the east and the west no edurun baby no na eno decided largely obedia de o Africa enti nhwemu nyina kire se Ghana mpo no affect eno ka ho bi na Dr. Kwame Nkrumah 1966 yetu no ade so but eba ye mremu ide ye ntumi mfa nhye enkrofo bi se omo tete ba bi na
omo dunu ye
omo ye niema bi ewom se etoda bi a we have what we call shadow actors ewe ye leadership ni niema esisi ye ka se shadow actors a
o hinted ye chi o tete bia na chi
onzu hu no odi dwuma pa but o hwehwe omo edi dwuma na o han wani a hu gise odo wadwene ahwe bi ka ho anza no akohu saa enkrofo no nti by and large no akoya ade a ye ankasa no ya de ye ho politically to a very large extent.
Some even believe Sarkozy came to Guinea or free Hokoya and Chebiana mama de tini
yeah beba so say if you zoom into Guinea there na yeah the Guinea there no so beba nti
build your points and get
by and large Osha political leadership. When you're talking about leadership, I think we are talking about political leadership.
Yes, that's it.
It has evolved. And there were other blocks being so hard. Bakum Yonumi and Sabia, almost no, almost the traditional chieftaincy leadership. Morocco, a typical example. But almost the constitutional democracy kakra about better haunt. Our person almost done it Britain. England deɛ no ɛte no ukɔ Lesotho ɛne nkroba kumenu bi a ɔmo no wɔ saa leadership no Swaziland ne ade ɔmo wɔ saa type of leadership no but oba na sɛ woba abatoɔ mu ne kwan a yɛfa so yiyi nkurɔfoɔ no a woba baabi te sɛ Sudan ɛyɛ South Sudan ebinom de ntɔkwa apreapreɛ ɛna gyigye akonnwa wokɔ baabi nso a obi nso etumi di adeɛ bibi te sɛ Julius Nyawere odi adeɛ gye fa ho die edurumre bi no ɔsɛ ɛyɛ mɛtena se obi foforɔ mmra na ɔma mɛtoa so obi nso te sɛ Mugabe na ɔno nso aba abɛdi adeɛ a kɔpem time a obewu nyasengbe na wenum nyinaa maka no it is informed by a certain practice ɛne sɛ yɛnkyɛnni ɛyɛ adeɛ baako bi a ɛwɔ Africa ha so obi so power mu a obegye mu no ɛden yɛnkyɛnni na ɛden papa and I can reliably say edurumre bi no na yɛade ma na wabrɛ pa na nkonya ya nanka obe hand over enso no wɔn mu ɛwɔ de naase no wogye mu a yɛ kodidie yɛnya bi ni wogye mu a yɛ fa ho enti self preservation na wɔso ɔmo epiano a hwɛ sɛ odi adeɛ ewu akonya so mpo no wɔn amra yɛade mansa hyase kyerɛ sɛ oniwa speaker of parliament ɛna ɔyɛ next a wɔso wɔ hɔ speaker yi bedi adeɛ a yɛku ne ba na asaba bedi adeɛ enti wohwɛ a ɛtɔ da bi a ɛno no ka ho paa akan nyama kan mɛsa ama example ɛwɔ Zimbabwe Southern Rhodesia in those days Mugabe no ahaya Ghana haya ne training no as a freedom fighter ɛna ɔno nso kodi animu a wagye fa ahodie edurubere bi no na fa ahodie na wagye ama nkrofo na fa nyinam ɛnam nkrofo bi a na wo na se a utumi sɛ ogya power mu a onhu ne ɔyɛ yɛyɛ nso yɛ example bi a yɛayɛ wɔ Africa ha a yɛntumi mmɔyɛ deɛ ho ban so ka ho ɛna nkrofo bi agye tumi a yɛ na ɔmo mpɛso wɔ mu gye mu no yɛhwɛ obi te sɛ Charles Taylor na ɛyɛ civil war ɛna eventually ɛde Charles Taylor ɛba ɛbɛdi adeɛ
after do
yɛato aba ama no fair or foul yɛn nyinaa we have recognized him as a leader edurumre bi no ɔba Ghana ha at the invitation of President Kufuor who was then the ECOWAS I think the AU he had been the ECOWAS chairman but he was the AU chair ɔba ha no yɛsi yɛnche no ne yɛmfa no nkɔ yɛnche no of war crimes yɛmfa no nkɔ Hague ɛyɛ International Court of Justice na yɛnkodi nasɛm na Ghana yɛ adeɛ paa me bɔ President Kufuor aba so wɔ saa deɛ we ho sɛ na ɔyɛ AU chair deɛ but ohunu sɛ ɛnya adeɛ a ɛbɛboa nti ɔka kyerɛ tumidifo a wɔn presa nka yɛnche no mmra no at the end of the day no ɛna yɛndi saa adwuma no afei papa yi te aseɛ sɛ yɛde no kɔ
Nigeria
sɛ I remember very well
they can call Nigeria
Pediase Lodge yɛ bibia no ɔte aseɛ sɛ saa na ɛte deɛ peacefully he will hand over he will exit nti peacefully na or hand over no yehu ya ne sɛ Obasanjo wakɔ White House oba obi anim ne esiye na watwi mu a papa yi a yama na asylum wɔ Nigeria no na kyesa afei ne ho akɔka ɛna yɛkye na ɛnɛ ameno kasa yi Charles Taylor onya ne fa ahodie nti wo ka sɛ Charles Taylor nim sɛ bɛba ne sɛ ya ɛna ɔda so di ade a nka hwan
obetumi akɔkye
ɛna obetumi akɔkye no hwan ɛna obetumi akɔ Liberia sɛ Charles Taylor di na de a obetumi akɔkye no ɛno no ne adeɛ baako a ama Yoweri Museveni Uganda ontumi hand over because onya hand over what will happen to him enti we mu yɛ adeɛ bi a yɛyɛ nkasa yɛntumi mmɔyɛ deɛ ho ban hwɛ obi a na ɔyɛ AU chair Muammar Gaddafi ɛnam sɛ other countries bi empenasem ɛne akwansidia na wayɛ ama wɔn no nti no yɛn nyinaa yɛyɛ nhwahan
ma America for be
say enti yɛde bagini no na question ne say J.J. Rawlings oya ade pa say 1979 or hand over no good heart pa but oba PNDC era no he had learned his lessons. He was not ready to hand over to anybody, so now also original election into Ivory Coast ABC wo Robert Gay oye cool no also on behia me ato aba ye ewi ase na original mbi. I will never be surprised say cool leader
Mamadi
Mamadi no
6 months time obekwa for election
bikra na we disable political parties in such a way so ono obetumi ama logistical excuse say 6 months is not pragmatic e wom say mpanifo na ahia de amade madwene mu no minim say ye there they will go beyond 6 months because Ghana hampo no I were established institutions ni ade a kabima minka bi kosokra no registration registration voters registration kra no hwenda dodo a edi nomination so hwenda dodo a ebedi
they just went for elections so they have the album there already
na san hwe but the processes so na san hwe wo mo a ye bema wo mo the authority to stand campaigning any hon krono ba no there but it is good that we have a deadline. The next thing is say if constitutional rule is restored, what happens to the coup leader? Obi obaba bedi ade bia will hold him as a victim.
So he will not allow it.
And no akoye ade a aye yesu Africa hanonti we oye ya na e wo se we de upe baabi na wote. E ma we mfi say 1979 coup no they gave them asylum. Coup makers no Liman regime no gave them asylum and JJ there also onko ebimo Boakye jam ni ade ne ebimo jijiji wo mo kakrawa kotena baabi esuesu ade ebimo so kobo bra baabi ni ade. At the end of the day no yemmisa yan say is that it? What I think I was here to me here Africa to change the leadership. As for problem ni dey see ye beka sa ye be ma thousands of examples.
Okay.
Ade a wo see ye say ye mra kuni na wo Africa ye constitutive act. Any various protocols bordering on governance, democracy, any leadership. The time has come so see a sisano and ban coup d'etats. O see a ban ECOWAS nso emra efa hudie any governance ni ade no or say ye amendment na ye make sure say coup d'etat a ban na ye nya collective effort pa say ebi si wo baabi a ye nyina because say Uganda for say na omani esi abre e wo Guinea no say ye ma wo mo kwan say Africa ma wo mo kwan say they should just go and call or take those people out. I mean come sure say the strength of the army of Uganda. Let's not talk of Nigeria, which is our superpower in ECOWAS.
Uganda force your money abre.
Pa.
You were Museveni.
Sir. So
you see the irony.
Say, oh baby, I'm the example.
You see the irony.
As a ma omo kwanya or mo beko. Say ma Nigeria for kwanya or mo beko. But in penifu ehia mu no, wo mu ahe and wo mo so wo man fa coup d'etat so. And they have not been beneficiaries of coup d'etat. And we are evolving. Say, I know we have people. If you go to Togo, the president is a beneficiary of a coup d'etat. And we in say, "Oh no, envoy no one can say more. Can we say we pinisi bi kakra wom?" Buhari, why you coup pen?
Yeah.
Ena wakon was hide was hayaba. You will various examples. And the Ghana man penny there and also inside clean.
Yeah.
But one more akano. A lot of them have been beneficiaries of constitutional changes. Say ye betumi the moral authority to exert, but yemfa be beyond chain. Emra so say a collective effort. Send ye call Gambia. E kodi dwuma wo na ne ono no lose election see chinchia miana mete no yɛmfa saa tumi ni bi nkɔ Guinea 6 months no mon tumi anya na yɛma enye example say emfa wo say control all the weaponry on earth say yɛn nyina yɛ kambo mu say ECOWAS AU yɛmpɛ saa de na untumi nya baabia mfa untumi nya baabia mfa yɛka we no yɛmie yɛni na yɛnhwɛ shadow actors na meka yɛ no it is already alleged na video apiepie mbɔnten a wɔn yɛ cool na sojafoɔ na ɛyɛ cool na yɛ celebrate wɔn no ebi ɛhyɛ atade a US ɛyi na bom mintumi nkasɛ wɔn yɛ US citizens but ɛwɔ sɛ yɛhunu baabi a wɔn mu fi.
Why would they be wearing
that? Ada na France yɛnte France ne ɛbebree wɔ saa deal because when it comes to the dynamics of ECOWAS and international relations I practically see France as an ECOWAS member because all the francophone countries near France beka no eno no omutie eno no omutie nti me sure say one more bauxite no eni bi aba ho obekom nso na saa netie enye me nwanwa say at the end of the day no obehu na French company bi aba na bauxite no na ehɔ na ɔba abedidie se France force wo mo gi democracy dia sa ku ya asi ya say ye programming in chi because best omote there if the French government is very serious with democracy, this is the time to ensure that the coup leaders will not have access to the monies that they have stored for their nation in their central bank in Paris. And okay ho and ya na francophone countries no coup no edoso wo ho no ya no obiaba no ababa betachiri Ghana de ade ba ko a Ghana Gambia and Nigeria and the anglophone countries na we ECOWAS no e ho ne say as a no ya de ho from our colonial masters.
That's right.
Politically
by economically
ya na chinchim na ye chinchim ye no and no so sa te se ne francophone for no that wo te se ne obi e chinchim tete sanyo no me da se bebe.
Yes, his name is Benjamin Arthur Mamenko Dr. Mauto Omanhene Yaw chenkomo obetimi I share live. We are live on Facebook, that is Kessben FM, and live on YouTube, Kessben TV. Dr. Mauto, share audio for political. Let's look at the economic aspect of it. Now you say leadership in Africa. You share bureaucracy, nepotism, and all these things together. Abua, I can't hear what be bring abua to memofo. Mamintie.
Madazi. Miss Machia Shefunyina. Machia Minya Bema. That was a wonderful submission.
Very wonderful.
Even though I tend to disagree with some of your yes. I mean in academia we do it. Yeah.
So it's allowed.
Yes. Minya Bema. Okay, leadership no. Now I was there. I was getting some further points. So what is this so-called leadership about? When you read most leadership theories, okay, the successful ones will tell you that the foundation is the most important one. What's the foundation of your leadership? Very, very important. Now, cascade it down because so the leadership system what flowing out are like ODH man. Then the next stage is that leadership is all about bread and butter. The economic implication of your leadership. Ye nyi na hwe papa nom say ye be nyi na say ye papa for. Ni krakra ne say ade chia meduane esio.
Me papa.
Evia menya lunch enyumre medidi.
Na
mada. That's leadership. Africa, where did we go wrong? Make I say, one of the few things we are kind kakra. So you to a large extent, no, on blaming in Crawford, I say, almost no. And that's the West.
Yeah.
Once I say we should stop the issue of blaming the West. That is why we are here today. Africa is Africa today because of 1884 Berlin Conference. Okay. 1884 Berlin Conference. When some few European countries went to meet and divided Africa, BBMI, among themselves. And until we break this conference, we can never have economic independence. In fact, we don't have it. Now, now a little bit of a background to that conference. Britain, the British, and France and Belgium. They observed, say, BBMI is enriched with natural resources. So how do they capitalize on our natural resources and develop their countries? So they sent me from mercenaries, also investors at the bar, but it's purely what kind of mercenaries. Any young ever trade and engaged us. And we say, hey, Sana, baby, my hair very profitable. I had there. And because of resources, you know, history shows, reveals, Britain and France don't want to echo over Africa. It called for, by then, a leader, the Chancellor of Germany, Ottoman von Bismarck. I don't see no. I don't know why I said he wasn't interested. But Belgium, any France, any Britain, they not much some
later Portugal.
And von Bismarck from what they call Berlin, then the crew, and I'm okay a conference. Or pata like let's stop the fight. In fact, because of the ownership of Africa. So Tenase. Africa among themselves. So France FAB, Britain FAB. Now, a day and a air catcher till date, BBMI language what way a idea influencing people's thoughts and livelihoods.
Yeah.
So those two have sat down. They have invested into language just to still control the economic activities of Africa. My interest statistics be Africa. France, one of the Ocean countries over Africa, one of the French, national language. About 31.
31.
Yeah. Now, Ocean English is over 20. They are kind of Portugal alpha.
Belgium.
Thank you. One match Africa. Now, there Japan say, sa 1884 Berlin Conference no, daso control Africa. Until the African leaders sit down to break this, we can't go anywhere. And I pay me raho. I think last 2 years now, you took Kwanko, a former president of one of the West African countries. Me country nidin. And I say, me body I be na ye bon common na ye bon common. We meeting young the youth ye din common na. So onum kakra enti efani nizu kakra. She not cancel. Now kind of me right here, pa. Also I can see the youthful exuberance in you. But Africa, those who control Africa, I say, call to me back a homachi. Now, I did bet know my instruction. Now, my for say, Ada, unya correct, na. Why wouldn't you say, there would be a woman for no? And Koye. No, Mr. Master, who free Ghana, me boy. And two parts, they say, President Mahama. Unim nyasapa say. 3 jitmofona US for Eddie Blanc no can be a threat to our national security. And you know, na xenophobia, the unseen faces. Court be back home matching. Now an part one implement it. So you see, say you can leadership there. The foundation of African leadership is shaky. We don't have it. Look, the foundation of myself as a Christian, Christ. I say kanukre, enya bone, enya say. Now, what is our foundation? Our foundation as Africa, the British and France. Now, at the end of the day, the output is economic implications. The amount of money France takes out of the Francophone countries. Your democracy is useless to him. The very people who are preaching democracy, it has no basis for them. Because at the end, on another dream, say, "Sika he en onye free over Africa."
To be our basic question, Omanhene Yaw says he'll put you out.
They have no permanent friends. Interest, bread and butter for their citizens. And the sorry to say, look, Africa penny for no. Our leaders, I say, look, they are handicapped. And the president here, okay, I said, look, your major problem to break the West from us. No, maybe former president to break the West from us. Also, or no, the onim the way no. Now, you to know, our major headache should be how to break the West from us. Now, okay, people say, now, omobe to Gaddafi. Now, the round hope because na down for power no. Now, that cost that air banner. A brother, some science that treating on nim the obey the OT and say you. And this man was talking. I'm a raho. You see, so what am I driving at? Our leadership, even poor, you see, your political independence. I don't agree with it. Political independence. If we have political independence, nanka, nyama HCC, nka NCU, they will not impose democracy on us. Don't impose it on us. Leadership is not just one system. We can have different styles of leadership. Abrofonu pa baby memono. Obi who say before we are so united, and we believe in our kings, the kingship, because we are naturally spiritual. So our kings are the spiritual heads. So they broke it down by playing politics with them. So what leadership system did the British introduce to Africa? The indirect rule. What I said? Don't worry, Traukrum. Yeah, your baby. Now, man, I'll influence the most important aspect of it, economics. So the economy, I control it, but the traditional leadership
take over.
And to put that until say, yeah, mindful who say, hey, in Crawford, you saw him for no. And that's why we started crying in Ghana, cry. Yeah. And then the kingship has become a little bit, I would say, extreme, irrelevant in our body politics. Nanka enso ben nanka himfo. Ye come and say my treachery. Because of what they did in the past, because they were used very well. And say British folks were Anglophones now. One no more. Yebeka say, "Who you see Wasika? You're the upper." But the economic benefits in there, I'm not so controlling. Oko France, the leadership style I'm control. The France there.
West.
One no France for Paris came out with a very nice and juicy strategy. Don't worry. Who Paris? You was Dakar, Senegal. you're automatically a French citizen.
Yeah, assimilation.
Here say visa credit for France. Ain't the Francophones see themselves
as French,
as members of the Paris Agreement, national economy. So you see the amount of money they contribute every year to the French economy.
Huge.
When they are, wallowing in poverty in their countries. Chairman, Ushia Francophone. Oh, because I'm with China, they will catch on wrong. Because I'm here. I'm say the average Francophone ever down rich man ever down Paris.
And so what?
But the crew party.
France.
But
well protected there.
I'm telling you, well protected because of the system. France for any Bayern. Now, you say, natural resources. That is the major problem. Now, until say Africa bet nasi. Well, this is the part we want to chart, Chairman. Let's cascade it back down to West Africa. Like many Chile, the way okay, West Africa. Out of the 15 countries, France control 9. That's what I say. And Britain, your languages.
6.
Once you have language, then to a large extent you can dictate the mindset of people. So I call it control. Control them through language. Britain, 5. And Portugal, I say the recent one, Cape Verde, almost a friend say Portugal. So look at these people. And we call them our fathers. They have international allies, ECOWAS. So you see them advising them all the time. And EU, I'm for Africa. Do we even have a seat in any of their committees? And to one that is a leadership style Africa adopt here. Bre. Edu pepper because look, I fed here. I want to use this. Is it chano pano? Pamno. Thank you. We need to sit and look. We've not chatty any leadership style here as Africa. Bibi man na ye copy near one IFN best practices. And ye the book of mine. At the end of the day, no. Democracy.
Is it not the case, say, by that style, our Monday CCN, ama those in the helm of affairs, and so this CCN or from.
My main and support no kind, na minchire baby musumi. Na me kasano. Me ma example be say, you were shadow actors. Crophobia womo a church, and no na we explain. But we are the primary actors. Ni okan na yen enye di animo. Now when you have a strong leadership, Ghana nya independence 64 years in here and some few months. Liberia de woman nkonkwaso mu more or less. Africa is nya ne de atra 60 years. Burkina Faso, Gambia, enu wo mu keka ho. Susuam pa se o papa ye ohiani na wontumi amfa wanko school na nimdie bi wo ne ade bi wo wontumi anye na wo wanyi abeduru mpanimfie so no awose wutumi ye niam bi ma wo ho enti ewo mu se shadow actors no wo ho de
na yenso ye di
nanso no yen no ankasa ye di animu no
ye di ehunya
ye di ehunya ye ankasa ya dwene no ankasa ye di dwuma no yen no ye ho hwese wo free ha ko Keveda yesa wo ko Dubai ansa no wasan wachi aba. Well, we can talk of the numbers and the viability of such a business. Who pese wo ko Liberia plane na wo Ghana e ko Liberia wo he yen to me for that because we are not even intertrading. You will never be bro yen my one. So which reason no more. Ye the bibema colonial masters need the powers that be.
A lot of them.
But ne do no yara.
Okay.
What I say? Na me can see you say ne do nara yara if we say when President Kufuor was pressured say anka oma US embe set up base ewo Ghana no with all the international pressure he said no. At Tamils when UK Prime Minister and no one more ka ho nyina man pressure say so why my ya nyamra ebema lesbians
any gay
homosexuals any gay for ebeba no mbenya fa hodie ni oba ware ni bema aware wo Ghana no o ka say no,
emphatic,
and up till now nobody has had the gut to say ye komra shebedwam akwa shemra ama ye ho sesade no enkoso e wo mu say influences trade ni ade wo mu ni ade no, but the time has come for us to be very strong. As for the French influence now, what can they say? In fact, even much more than that. One military, person no more joint patrol crana. This will be Free France. Edge authorization. One baby now quite to say what we call puppet government.
Yeah.
Osiho. Or you will be rep.
Koliko.
Or you will be rep. Na Ghana de. Mestre say you see a GFA who dear. Yentia say enye thorough because all nations have become interdependent. In fact, Americans also at one point in time was colonized by the British.
Yeah.
But today, can you say the British woman control?
No.
Oh, nti you found the young nim.
Okay.
Sorry for the
No, that's okay.
We love it.
That's okay. One say also I just forgot a word that you use.
Puppet
government. They be like the Western, Western
shadow.
That is why I disagree with you. They are not shadow. A strategy, and only the major problem. As rightly said.
So you classify them as primary actors.
The primary leadership, it evolves. One say, because Rollins back. So what leadership did we see? We came into like growing up with fear. We don't see until the early 90s. Then the democratic dispensation started. Now, Kebi. So that's here. Today, including leadership to be what? Democracy. So you are imbibing into them. Now.
And I'm saying, Dr. Usman says something. KNUSC History Podcast says, also, we need to change the narrative of Kevin to Kevin Yebi.
See, I was just coming there.
Sorry, democracy nankasano. Yen equivalent in our language, you know. Yeni. What I say? Yeni, but effect no back on there to need.
It's made us talkative.
No, the protection of human rights.
Thank you.
Say ubetumi akawadwen
mo bi so akanadwen
na just one of the effects.
Because it has made us talkatives rather than actors.
One of the principles.
Yes, aboya on the basis of freedom of expression.
Thank you.
But on the basis of acting, on the democratic freedom.
Anyhow, say unyini ne papa no maame etena ya. Ubekai say Omanhene eduru pempenso bi a wo papa kura to mbisa se na nkwara de na mbedie.
Ai.
Meboa.
Yes, you bedi mo.
Thank you. On the chop money no.
Yes.
O maame nso o papa no tie no o papa na chop money nso o maame nso tumi bisa mo se nkwara de na mbedie. Eto de mini ya bisa mo a mo wa mo de mo peko. Ekoka se mama we de empe. Wunyi chop money e de your friend no self determination.
That's right.
And no na UN charter. Ankasa Amansan nyina de omonsa hwase egi tumu say obia with that inherent right
to manokwan
enti no manokwan Inti se yen kase ye kɔ ne yɛkɔto aba sɛbe mesrɛ me kan ma nofo ma momfa nkyɛ me ne yɛse yɛ pa ponche sɛ ombedi anim a yɛ ya na yɛ de inti yɛse sa
kind of leaders we choose
should be respected. Yɛse yɛ ba ne construct gata
Mami Jona we have other issues to deal with.
So maybe submission every year, as you rightly mentioned. I think, sir, for me, where I stand and what I've heard other leaders talking about, the major issue is breaking that
the yoke of the Western,
the Berlin Conference. That is what you see. If you don't know how a fight started, you cannot approach it head on.
Okay.
We need to know, investigate, do some research to know what policy document they are using, and it's becoming successful. Until then, we cannot fight them. And you see, they leave it to generations. And
as generations come, they strategize.
Only to classroom. And until say you break that ideology.
Okay.
Look, we will continue lamenting. Do you know? Let me just give one statistic saying it is so appalling. Trade among Africans, and then trade to Europe and America. That's at 2017. Yes, 16.6%. Africa. Yeah, Africans, no. But Okoya is over 80%.
I pray the AFTCA will come and make an impact.
That is one. Enugu has been penetrated by the West. But you see, they have nice blocks, sir. You can't do anything on your own. That is why China went into hibernation. And they came out. They closed their doors to the world and came out. Powerful. And you see, they've also started the strategy of Berlin 1884.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to learn Chinese today, they'll give you money. In fact, they'll fund you. In fact, there was a conference I went, I asked them, why do you want us to speak, if you want partnership? I asked them, why do you want us to speak Chinese, but not Ewe, not Ga, not Tree? Because it's a strategy.
Language.
Control the people.
It's 8:16, the studios of 92.9, Kessben 93.3, live on television on Kessben TV, and we're also live on Facebook. Join us there, share for others to also watch, and live on YouTube also. Yakuya not young share MMDCs. Abino defense in United say on you be free. I mean, we have been here, we've read letters to that effect. But I want to so as at now, Emma impuntio and say, almost Juma di no, and TMMDC is almost Juma. I buy this almost Juma. Cratabi also almost sign. And you know why that is the Nanas and Chilemunsun say he wants to choose the right people. So people are asking why 2016 to 2020 he didn't choose the right people. Yes, going to election over 169 members of parliament reduced to 137. And now to say reports nearby and MMDC is nibi so sabotage a party. Woman ni yebi so my to tier member of parliament. Benjamin. Need you. Why di?
To the bina yesi ebe kasa o. On here be free I'll be our studio kra microphone betimi abetutu afiri akọ.
Ade.
Na yenka na ebetimi aka na aka de ebeja.
Mate.
Ewo ho. To the bia ya na ye kasa dodo. Me kasa ye kasa dodo a. Ye kasa dodo. Ade bi wo ha han wani na hwe na ewo mu ka na ka no kure ewo mu. Omampani kasa waka no enye too far from what you have said. Say krofobi wo ha power wo a wo mo ne ye wo mo su ene kwan a wo mo fa so ne nkrofobi nante ye no omampani anu no ho party na ba power na enam santi no wo mo so nya power ne bie no so no nkrofo a eye achidifo no so anu won ho
okay
won nkrofobi ho ene niema bia wo mo aye minim MMDC ni ba ko pe menka bebree a no kyerɛ de obi anim sɛ sɛbe na ahokyerɛ pa wom ene wohwɛ dan a wasisi na ne nuanom nso a wɔn nim sɛ no nyinaa na ɛkɔba na wo nso wɔmwaye na ɔmampani asa nya akonya foforo bi a wo se wɔn nsa mbɛtaa wɔ akyi sɛ wokɔyɛ dai we nom ka ho ɛna pressure bebree akɔ ɔmampani ho ɛso obi wɔ ha te sɛ nea wo kan yɛ ya wonim sɛ abatoɔ ɛyɛ amanyɔsɛm abatoɔ ɛna de waba bɛtena baabi a wote no na wɔn kɔto aba na obi a yayi na si hɔ sɛ yɛnkɔto no so aba ɛyɛ mmarahyɛ badwani wo ne na atwema nso nti no wankɔ wo nso a wanyɛ din ɛna wota akyire na woyɛ sɛ bia anka obedi nkugu na wakɔ no wakonya tumi a wo si yɛn san fa omra sɛ san bɛsa anwea gu negare mu ana yɛ won krofo bi so a yɛyi wɔ mo a ahemfo no ɛne ɔmampani anya adwen ɛwɔ wɔ mo ho nti ɔmampani ahunu saa de we wasakyera afiri ho yɛ wɔ bi wɔ ha oni grassroots knowledge enti no tena konwa mu a wakɔyɛ te sɛ professor ɛyɛ bi a vice chancellor on the Omanhene University no but sɛ obehu nkrofo paa wɔ school no mu de ne ɔyɛ lecturer na ɔkyerɛ class no ɔno no obetumi ahwɛ we anim abɔ ne din ɛbɛhwɛ we anim abɔ nti ɛyɛ tɔ da bi a na yɛ hwehwɛ saa nkrofo no sɛ bɛyɛ wɔn mu betumi ne ahemfo no ne wɔn partyfo ne kroma no edi nkita ho yɛ wɔn nkrofo bi wɔ saa human relations no any experience no was also missing yɛ wɔn nkrofo bi so wɔ wɔn nya akonya no kɔhyɛ mu because they were going to serve some interest obi wɔ bi a at the regional level no bi a opese osan koye treasurer anaso osan koye chairman ana bibi saa enti no so de nkrofo bi twetwe ba bi a eduru ho a ono nso no won beso na sen
and the so called party godfathers
so enti interest na kodo so bebre we nyina ka ho na omampani si we ba osisi we su ba osisi we ba osisi ene momma me nya abotre na menhwehwem na mmom no ne memetumi aka ne se edi mfie mienu na omampani be yi DC ya osefata na obeye adwuma maga na akọ nanimu a eye kyen se ode amamenfi dimrika edi obi baba betena ho na obetena trankrofo fa ahodie eso na okokwa akodi sika na ogu omampani animu ase
wasma okemodo tisisu bio
me se mfie mienu akiri mpo ana omampani be yi na mansin nkrachefo na omo baba be ye adwuma ma na so Ghana fo ani na de mpuntuo baba eye kyen se odimrika abekwa akoyi nkrofo bi na omo baba be di ade na omo adi oman ne sika na omo adi oman ne dwurum na omo mfa buo ma ahemfo na omo ni dwuma mbo omampani na MPP besa akọ akwa gina abatuo bi na afi na MPP adi ntwo no we ya de a wo yo mampani a o se wo hye no so Ghana force ye duabo
Ghana duabo
opposition so duabo
adai
amampani de to dwa se me na ma hye bo se ye nto so aba e ma Ghana obi ani agi se ye koto so aba sanka ye to MP fo to
DC esi aka
amampani sanka
amampani nyu
ya to na so obi wo ho na okase tumi we e media
opposition no so say omo ni omo sisa adwene se wo mo kwa akoto no non partisan ena echi omo hunu se ye ne partisan
Omanhene we ye nimdifo Ghana pa o show we na wo kumase no ekuku damfo a ekoba NDC PNC fo we hia wo mu nyina we wo attendance book obetumi agire general secretaries no wo mu a me kamechiro Roma sorry dem mpo ye yi bishop a amayosem wo mu ukọ presby ye yi presby moderator we ye hwe nipa nanim a utumu se party bi ti wo so akwa we obey moderator obeboa ye hwe untumi nkasa assemblyman abaye to no abaye se
and you can't about the parties
every be ase no nkati abeja about it they have won 60% of na but near efe omu o sa side no ne say eya na ma acrimony na what the partisanship no esote but hey Ghana mehu brodo kra ye de party obi akomode no a wo so otobrodo no party color bi a shebrodo no hunti no so on toni
oja hoko
so on toni emfa honi nimdia a wo a wo betumi dia som in a certain capacity ukogina ne ekoka kire so wo party A party B a na se emfeva wa ye se adwuma no unim ye kra nya wo na wo say dey we akoye ade bi a ewo ho other examples wo wiase afana no ekire yen say partisanship no eye adwuma hwe wo say wo maye nto aba na ye nyi obi oye party representative but all the same no omampani appoint a oyi party for ana enye sa
that's right
sanke koto so aba nke yenya sabulugu na nto MPP ni a bunkurugu yonyo ye betumi anya NDC ni wo ho ye betumi anya NDC mayo wa Accra eno no beboa my will learn how to work together the winner takes all no excuse me is very crazy so ukogina na ye to aba na wanya MP ba ko ankotena mrahye bedwamu a you have lost everything enti ni obeya ne se o se ade ye bia wo condemn kopem time a enkrofo beji watum se enye na ya to aba ma na wa ba be di animu eno na edi enya no enti sa akonya ne ba participation we will learn how to work together as a nation but MMDC for no ne atechima ewo ne omampani e de ahye wo monsa a wo mo ye adwuma say some of them have not been bold enough to take certain initiatives because onim say o sa pre
okoye bibi na anhwe
okoye bibi kotia obi na so kakra bi a na edi asema
a lot of them have become lame ducks
na akoda ne kwaku frumpo asem yibi enti mesre yenya abotre na omampani mfa na list no emetudwa odi ne list no tudwa na won ne nya adwen a we enye mabo
but you see enye for no so lazy buto assembly members say koko sisi
enti eya ade a
mountain wo mo beti koko after week
eya ade e very important na mom no se omampani etie mi minim se na so afo ne nimpanimfo no bebre etie ofidie
that's right
omampani betie me youthful suggestion listen no se wa finalize ya on release on finalize ya ye besre and found the reporter committee bia de aba
so we've seen all the committee
I'm not saying it's a committee no and important sometimes committee have certain parameters but the buck stops with you obi kwaya ade na wa anye ni yi a committee ni de recommendation o mampani wono mo de bre wo
take it or leave it
na mmomu no hwemu yie biem ama atoye nchem ankoba wo ba bia metumi so akase enye ni nyina na mampani will get it right because obi wa wo hwe nanimu a ene ne bobe a utumu se oyo soro abofo
ofata
nanso akade ne bekuta no ho na ne bon samsam ye dey but we there you will not be able to get it right if for nothing at all the ones that omampani is very sure on fa no mra ne onya sure no onya abotre na onhwehwem because he will baby bebria minim Amanhene ni bi from western region from Ashanti ni other places enkrofo bi a omampani yi wo mu no mu di hu yawo kese titru kura ne say representatives are now also mko district assembly no wo so enya akonya mesa stress omampani nka bia ye bebobo sankrofo ni din no ye ma sankrofo no orientation entisa so ye bo wo mu din so a ye mfa wo mu nko local government school ye na ye mpenkrofo ba ku mienu bi ntete wo mu emma wo mu criteria because the free hand na nkrofo they are operating no hard. My last submission on this the regional ministers. So we have a local government act. Now we have the operation at the local government now. Utumi won say Boakye na in charge.
That's right.
But practically in every region, the head of the local government structure no the regional minister.
Yeah.
Practically. And sanka wo share in practice acquired to say we are regional minister, you are more or less a small deputy minister, a senior deputy minister to the local government minister. And it's our lines of communication ne and home chrono banner war hono ne acquire your governance structure ne and my regional ministers have a certain kind of influence on the MMDCs near the inti or also interested say wo betete nipa na wa na wo de na brem say me na me ne nya adwuma dia so ye dey utie me because ukoyi nipa ne free ba bia obeyi na free bia wo de na brem me regional minister na me na ya adwuma wo sa de na bre party ma enti akwaya ade bia akwaya besimpa
ni kona
ani konia ye kase ne badwumba
brother say Benjamin Ata na abo no ngotwa pa meter duasa ye be din komo no anobeko Dr. Mauto Homa John so fi we are near the taxes no atwato na MMDCs no Ashanti region there ayire se bentano because we mu kakra so ye kire se certain names koyana MPs no so fi say wo so e wo stake because nipa no binum ho ma MP no so fi say oni ni mie no collaboration no betimi amoma ye dai o matimi akomanim enti no say ukofa the MP no so suggest ye yamfa. I even heard such as there was a serious threat to Jubilee House say nipa say ni say no tasa no be there.
So sorry for coming no here. NDC ade bi was Swedru. It was so fantastic. There was one Samuel, I've forgotten his name. One Samuel, he stood as an independent candidate. Now vote na unyaye no. Na ne NDC candidate die na Kobeng. Ena obodaye de firm ketua bi. When they had power no, what they did they say omo hwehwehwe mu no say inclusion. So we MMDC one of the first things apart from the ability to serve no, it's a political machinery.
Yeah.
And I was so who say or a political head more or less
or popular.
Oh, and you have to look at inclusion. We are no free mupe, you go back to opposition. Into omo hwe no, and omo koyi sa Samuel no, and then koyi DC, and omo ja NDC candidate no, and they gave him another position somewhere. Until the next election, no, they took the seat.
Because no penal.
Because a cobas are no so the no doma day. Until so also person we near bad there. Near overheading now, no correction crofua or no so bar or DB to table no so better.
Thank you.
It
brings me to NPP's decision on DCs not to contest. Also previously DCs are no more bebre often constituencies need all my DCs then go on a contest here. But DC be no ambition to contest as member of parliament. Emrano Modeba 2 on say so contest here resign. A year or so ansana what to my bejana. So DC is ni bebre di amemfin e command to they worked against the members of parliament because the member of parliament you lose.
I don't think so. It was a golden.
It was
a golden rule.
Yes. I'm baby. You know, this time I want CEOs. Almost they are thinking of even not allowing the CEOs to contest. You can't be CEO and be there. They will let you resign before you contest. Because this is in baby no more. Almost person contesting. Now, I to say from DC, over steady trend now. A lot of the DCs upgraded to members of parliament. And when this golden rule by they worked against the incumbent or Lusua the next time no or opportunity to contest. Whatever more about probably you disagree with me. But I mean Dr. Mahuto
I disagree.
Dr. Mauto
Ghana, your problem. Your problem, papa. Na, misun say we have politicized everything. Na can you so be na Ghana mind for amount of power. Say DSO. I said that you know DSO no. Ye hushi. Oba ye no. The all you know and be na wo ye. The partisan politicization of all our processes is a problem. Now, many Kasano say, look, you can't take politics out of anything. Even the very family that we come, there's politics there. There was politics there. But you see, the problem here is that we have to, as a nation, we have to do everything possible to minimize the political influence in our decision making.
Okay.
Remember one basic scenario. I don't know the affiliation of your CEO, the owner of this company. But if the owner wants this company to develop and go beyond, like on one lifespan on earth,
and
he should not be participating or emotional in appointing a CEO or somebody like you. Trust me. If he tries it, this company will go down within the shortest possible of time. That is how NDC and NPP are playing Ghana. Senanka enya sema. You can CEO of a municipal assembly district. Mamenka maybe baby I'm free. Baby I'm meteno. Lanquantana
Solomon
Lanquantana Assembly Hall. Even the University of Professional Studies, SSA Municipal Assembly does it. What do you say? The companies there, they are a CEO of a whole municipal assembly. Now, say, who could appoint such people? Sorry to say, the problem of those locations, those assemblies, the CEOs, it tells you, say, a position be in here obia onim die. In here obia our experience, where you paying, what handle cash, what handle project paying. In here politicians, in here grassroots. Look, no cry what we can also can. Young can we will it's like a vicious cycle because the problem will never be solved. Now, why should the CEO of a district or a municipal assembly be politicized? Say a grassroots for a party in India. No. You see, the caliber of people we appoint in there is what influences our maybe the success of that community as well as political victory. Because the average citizen, it was allocation. The other person said that Nyanka Adiachia, the DC who said Omo year road no. What create like environment bia what engage you omo. Bia strive. Once na oka tax. You do who the role of DCs in the collection of taxes in their location. Because GRE, I say one unit be a dash row. If you have the right CEOs in place in the various district and municipal assemblies,
DCs,
sorry.
Oh yeah, but
only a bit Kasano says Eban is saying.
Just a UTN in India and you will say. No, but the party sometimes take decisions. Say, youth organizers in Ibeyo will say, party national, regional organizers in the position with Mao, chairman for the previous administration. That's what they did. A lot of the chairman and general secretaries became regional ministers. But you see, maybe shouldn't say, even though if that is even the issue, there are competent people. Almost what part anymore. If you're a regional executive,
that is it.
Or qualified.
That is it.
You can have a DC. A lot of the DCs are more. It be more masters, be more doctorate. Was yeah Juma until but be on one. You say what bread party. Tiem famano. oko tena ho no o nim die no wa performing obi also our better party within the call. So it should be about competence, not just our better.
Thank you. Me that say. I mean, what land baby na come be land no. Okay. One say ya bet na. I can say nana ya papa his excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. No person relinquish the powers of making this appointment political.
Yeah.
But so the masses the people. I don't think he just sat down to do that. No. The things we are lamenting today, I want to believe, say, no, because of the way I politicize the whole thing, no, Nanka Usha and Crawford Boak president are developing Omanhene Yaw, CEOs of the district.
Oh, yes.
And your MPU, and the minister is just a political head, seeing to it that everything is done according to the vision and the mission of the president. What I say. But those who implement the policies, CEOs. What if I see you be on tender committee crowd? Onim what goes on there. So he's at the mercy of the wicked and unscrupulous businessmen in this country, men and women in this country, because he doesn't know anything. Yeah, man, be a crabia, then the way he say, with the idea man on mining in me break as I say, a brand to be a unim, Mr. Money there, mean time and can be brave. Say, on it be too obvious. But those positions goes with entitlement.
Oh yes.
And they are giving those entitlements so that they are not influenced by external forces. So that's it. Because maybe basically when you have 50 cities, so say me by times 1,000. And you know, me will be a
sorry, doctor, for sorry for
yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, you know, na ekro. Now, who say would they? Diana Udie. Na yesu ye jabi. I don't know that thing ya won that. Ya o msia na ya mta obi. E jenu nkura na kai wo say e wo nkofo na nam. South ya say kwampa.
Oil dia pa.
Wo nkofo na.
Oil dia pa.
What ya say?
Thank you, doctor.
Ohini bia nkofo na so apaka.
So now ma come dey ma be you ahwe.
I want to believe say not president person no person or minimize the political influence in the appointment of those people.
About here to yanka is there anyhow be.
And David, how you see, our quest should be to minimize the political influence of DCs and MCs, because you see, we have rendered it as a political position.
Yeah, it is
position for the party boys. No, even if for the party boys are qualified party boys, but you see, man, we can say a lot of things, we can lament, but what is my position on some of those things? I want to believe that a DC should have the capacity to manage a district or a municipal assembly.
Or a metro.
Now, what do we have to do? One, minimize the political influence. And how do we do that? A Kamin Kwanka, President, open the appointment of DCs and MCs to every Ghanaian. Mayemfa CVs embra. Na yen shortlist yen. Na committee no entnase. Because Ghana did not vote for the followers of MPP. Neither has Ghana voted for the followers of NDC. We voted for the development of this country, which is supreme to our well-being. And he say, ye can say ye pe DC or me bro no so as an average Ghanaian. So ope say menya odo edima democracy. Na menya odo edima president said the oba be ye no. Ye nyina wo say ye kan hu boom.
Yeah, boy.
Bi. And one of the tools I made me use so. Now either kill it, this winner takes all. No. If you open up, maybe NDC nibi, sorry, because MPP no power. NDC papa be a neba. What born who can ako school, our experience. He has the opportunity to apply. Our plan is the manner. What it means is that an all-inclusive government. What I say, we do not necessarily need to change the constitution. Go and vote for. I mean, you call a referendum. Look, democracy is expensive. But how to implement it now? we can bylaws bit my implement it.
The reason is this. The late Appiameka. Now NDC by power. And Okofa Krata said Okofo Council of State.
Nomination.
The former minister Central Region. Omanhene Yaw. Just wo. Just wo no wo. And someone more kind, you know. But today we have ET Mensa.
So and I make us
with time things can change.
A leader be and there's a problem. That is why the last time I came here, I saluted His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So initiative no. On him say, you see, I don't think say, look, democracy like development, you need power to develop.
Yeah.
Look, your appointments should help you to develop and implement your policies. Tinanka, in the eyes of the framers of the constitution, they were giving the president the power to appoint people. OGD say, not on mine a developer. But I want to believe over 2 years who the dynamics of appointing MCs now. M1 minor. Look, truth be told, what we are doing now. Ukaipa say, I think President Mills, I went in the baby call. Nimreso. Na ye omu pe DCB ewo ye more north for baby. One of the districts. Microphone ahemfo say until say ombenya obi ofi krom ho no they will not accept it. So and I'm for obi am share ya am nyo obi am say is a middle school leaver or so. And do 6 months and they chase him out of on the office. A DCE is not for a full soldier. Like then there will be only experience. A DCE must be somebody who has worked before, who has managed projects.
Then the natives or the people within that district need orientation because to them, one fee say they're okay. It's an ideal situation, but that's not what is on the ground.
And that's what we have to teach them.
One fee say, Mr. Benjamin Atta, and Kuma yen, Emma ye power, yaji to me. I was a Mr. Benjamin Atta, so ye send any monyam, no codidi. The government himself of the deal. It's Mr. Benjamin Atta, no, ye the manua, yen suye be a deal. You are him for you or how Muhu Benjamin Atta say the suku was through say a day. I'm telling you for a fact. There are some DCs in Ashanti region.
These are practical.
Yes, Ashanti region. Apart from signature no sign and common memo on to me and you know he's at the mercies of the technocrats there.
Thank you.
And no so one share ya omutimi wiesi campus no ni.
So you see your submission resonates with my beliefs.
And I'm saying that your beliefs is an ideal situation.
But you see,
but on the ground
until we use your platform and use other platforms to educate the people on the need to develop and what we require to okay history power. Now and Crawford one more edge they honor them.
Yeah.
Obi on the road. But you see, a doom pempen subia say, leading a community. It's not just about Obia or your campaign power or G party power. Let's look for what that guy can do
and put him there.
Don't put him at a place like Obe break it down. Look. You know, it will be in the cannot say sabotage. The very processes we use to appoint this CEOs and MCs appointment, you know, it's a self-inflicted sabotage on the president. And you will be a sabotage president, no. On one was sabotaging no. Because the system of appointing, no, akophobia ba. And that's any pon a good in Nimase.
Okay.
And you know, Obekaso was sabotage on him. If he doesn't know, look, I'm a finance person. Who share audit reports, no man? Huh? The share the reporter about municipal assemblies and district assemblies for home. If you are they don't know. They don't have principles. Even they know the job, they don't have principles. And to what they will just mislead you.
Okay. A quick one. You were 10 minutes to do the tax.
Okay, a quick one. And say,
tax on.
Mr. Mampani, to choose somebody as a DC, very sensitive. Now, yeah, not because of the type of politics now. Yeah, Ghana, no. You cannot bury your head out of politics. Any considerations. Mr. Mampani say, a woman say, to me, I 2/3 majority. And to me, and constitution. Mr. say we should revisit this matter. Yes, because the Intia make Kasano. I'm a local government practitioner as well. One of the best systems is to get the people to elect their own man. A bit boy, Nenamina penny cano, a bit difficult say, Obekas will be for application in Mra. Na yenwe, we don't look at your background and your political affiliation. Krofubi na kwa campaign na 2 mina bedu binsa. And also a pony be a amount there as a no ano de. Ye de beshe. Baby obekubiano, Crawford de beshe. But no nachino, inclusion is very, very key. When Omanhene was doing was following his promise, Obama to Swaban, there were party faithfuls who were against him,
it.
Vehemently against him.
But they couldn't speak.
Because Omanhene say party by power way one of the reward systems at and in the air can you say party structures no both opposition and in government none of them has developed a very comprehensive reward system so be a good campaigner a reward no for doing that be a na enyo no bet me a good administrator but ube hunu na ye de nipa no into Omanhene hwemu if Omanhene per se MPP party tinaso inclusion ya dia ba ku bia also hwe ne nti let me land ne nti also hwe sa de ni say baby wo ha wo yi obi one MP no ntumi nya adwuma ebe ha baby su ho agisa wo ye ne sa na wo ma o ye adwuma bom say be ya you get the numbers.
Okay. On a quick one, just a few minutes to wrap up. Let me start with you, Mauto, Dr. Mauto, on the taxes. Omanhene kasa wo bar conference I see omuntu. We were looking at it last week. Informal sector no be brain to, but this time around it was narrowed on the professionals. Doctor, you're a professional. But this professional more of private entities no. Yes, you told no mutianisha. More mining cost.
It's now omuntia.
How do we solve the problem? We're just about to be our bare 4 minutes.
That's it.
My child doc 1 minute. I can't. Into 5 minutes.
Thank you.
I'm 3. That's my money.
Thank you. You see, when you know, I blame GRA.
Ghana Revenue Authority.
Now, if it has to take the Vice President, His Excellency Boakye, to initiate processes all this while for this country to digitize the entire process. GRA has been in existence for all these years.
Yeah.
Now one now say na me te say binum say your Vice President are digital expert. First, not account about economics. Number 3. Look, the fundamental, the foundation of every economy today, the whole world, and then obi onuma oni shop. Na kan oni shop want me to hand here.
Yeah.
And obi oni shop.
Bebre.
Ne shop I want the boot him. Ne shop I want the hall.
Ne phone so.
I want the hall. Obi okra. Oni nyama gu ho. or who say uname si no we try e share ne way so oton we enti onhia shop po. So the world is moving to the digital world. It has become so complicated. They say if you are not abreast with it, now say the vice president is leading this agenda. I've criticized him to some extent, but one of the way or your party GRA a major problem in this country. How on earth do you have to sit to now wait for a special team to identify, say, lawyers, any other professionals in Chia? Emma was a president. You see, for a president to make a pronouncement
of such
not
nature,
even somewhere, but in a bar conference,
who himself is a lawyer,
the assembly of lawyers. Now, all make it it's an indictment on GRA. You know why? GRA has been given the powers to prosecute anyone, to initiate it, facilitate it, who evade taxes in this country. And what prevents you from doing it? You have all the powers. Wow. One make political influence. And so what? Nancy, me and me ton ade ojum. Tax. Oh, that is the gap, the unfairness. Obia all ton ade ojum no. They mean tax at the end of the year. They will come and lock your shop. Now these professionals, and yes, they are even operating on the digital world. One of our offices, they can be. In fact, I don't call them the informal sector. They are not. They shouldn't be classified as informal sector. In fact, these are people who have firms with employees who can be identified. So, paying of taxes is so simple for GRA to identify it and ensure they pay it. But I was a president lamented. That is my problem with GRA. And baby, I do need you know, in the tax regime, a very effective tax regime, it requires that one of the tenets I used to say it must be economical and it must also be simple. What I say, me tax. I shouldn't go through any problem. Now, someone say tax. It's not because of only the sanctions. The sanctions don't come. The benefits.
Or filing it.
Of filing tax returns. When him said, "Oh, me filing we are." When you even know how much you will get, and you hardly. Well, your first I go to talk home. When I go to a place, I learn how they live. Say Ghana near Tihono. Because one cut tax could be on the tax system because that's how it works. Maybe affairs of the furniture. Now the furniture now call on Franco Bola. Now they are called maybe Salvation Army. No, or they are called more. They are money receipts. Of our tax returns on that come. No, not a furniture.
Yeah, to furniture.
Yeah,
thank you.
He's giving a donation.
Donation. And anybody reducing the tax in our piano, these are things. How many Ghanaians know about this? Spend money on educating the people to understand what you are supposed to do. And then make sure the sanctional aspect of it works. Look, we will run to pay our taxes.
All right.
Good. Doctor, we only 5 now. Thank you. That was very brief.
And thank you.
And he said, there are 2 things missing. One, he's mentioned. Education on tax is very poor in this country.
Yeah.
Because I say, and maybe now me auditor, internal auditor, obey me statement, I file. I want to cast, oh, it's called my boys. You know, I'm also a civil engineer, and sometimes site where send materials and me turning now. I will say, they withholding tax. I can see what teeny enough. If you want to this young answer, say, Sanet, the end, say, Obaji by day, say, dear, Messomete, Messomede, to no one negotiate Tibia or so, yes, sir. Now, dear Bakwan, Amagana, and Crofua. A wasa class no to me nyafa hudie and they say we have classified them as informal and I'm saying no obiara ni so enhwe ho obiara ni nhwe ho no so no yen so we don't benefit because say ohwa obi ono no ebi ordinary case akoma lawyer ono no ko filing fee ni ade ni eda so bia da so but kukuamu dia lawyer age no de yeah enti no say ye pay innovative ways of collecting those taxes say you say I say tete dampo no oya ukofie mu a obi akɔhye adwae oba so kɔhye adwae na onye pan ntumagu a untimi nkɔhye ho ene ubetumi agina 1 hour na oda so hye adwae a ompie ye wo so ukɔ ba bi fufuro kɔye de ekoye obi kro otumi tunu pum no oda eduru rebi na ehun say ade we emwa yemfa nkɔ consumption ene ye make sure say petrol kakra da so we kakra da so enti ade a me gidi say we have to come with innovative way. The next thing okay am pese mu shemu kenane say it has to be simple. Me kwa kaswa tambia me di 2 hours. Me di be say almost 45 minutes just to go and pay toll. Me ko tria sika me de aye kwan yi. Hwo hawa me famu. Inteto da bia na ye nyina bypass bia wo no no bia twa fa ho. De nti na o ma nya easy. Na obia ntumi enye de entua bi nti e wo say education no kosoro o say ye kire kwan ye fa so tua ne ade say me timi me fie kura na metumi etua me tax na aye very simple and no na e be hye in kran.
His name is Benjamin Arthur. He's a labor expert, civil engineer, and then local governance practitioner. Yes, Dr. Mauto, University of Professional Studies, and also my name I'm a big for Madam Wasi. It's been wonderful today. Sounds also and the cameraman Alfred and name Amos and Andy Munina Mubuama Jumedian Bear Queer PCS Arbedia connection. And you may your lawyer Hijan of ya na on for democracy and trust some radio yeah the final whistle. Jola Kana Pump for Aircrado, Omode Bremo. Money enter. That's 92.9, 93.3. Kessben Television.
92.9.